Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. Here in just a bit, I'm off to check out the new horror film, The Boogeyman. What is the story of The Boogeyman? The Boogeyman is about two sisters, and they are being terrorized. Well, I think mostly the younger daughter is being terrorized by a creature that lurks in the dark and only weakness is light. This film is based off of the old legend of the Boogeyman, and I did a little digging around to find out that the Boogeyman, the first known recording, like a written recording of the Boogeyman in a story, dates back to the 15th century. However, some type of creature like the Boogeyman has pretty much existed for as long as time itself. There's always been a story about a creature that lurks in the dark and snatches up children when their parents aren't paying attention or the children themselves aren't paying attention. So this is an old story that goes way back when. This film itself, though, it's kind of gives me like a Babadook vibe. I don't know if y'all have seen that movie or not. It's a pretty good little psychological horror film about grief and such. And this film seems like it's going to be in the same vein of that film. It's got that same kind of psychological thriller vibe to it. This is, a creature feature, but it looks like it's going to be one of those movies where it really hides the creature from your view for quite some time, and then it just kind of like, oh, there it is right there. There's the monster. I love stuff like that. Not necessarily a jump scare, but just like a surprise. Like, in the trailer, they show a scene where the little girl has this, lighted, like this ball of light, like this big ball that's a light, and she rolls it underneath the bed, and as it's rolling around, you know that thing's gonna pop out. You're just waiting, and then all of a sudden, ka-chow! It's like that. That's the kind of stuff that I'm expecting this film to have, and I am really stoked because, as I've said before, I love a good creature feature, and especially those that are based off of old legends of old-timey time. Alright guys, well it's time for me to get out of here and stop jibber-jabbing, and I'm off to go see the new movie, The Boogeyman. Well, that was a hell of a thing. Welcome back, just getting home. And you know what, guys? This movie was a lot of fun, and it was also scary AF. I'm not kidding. This film really got both myself and Charming Amy. We both came home and just kind of had to chill out for a little bit and watch some puppy and kitten videos just to kind of cleanse the palate a little bit. She has to work in the morning, and I'm still sitting here in the dark with very bright lights shining on me, however, so I'm feeling pretty confident right now. Okay, so anyways, before I move into the review, one thing that I completely forgot to bring up in my introduction, and it's very important. This film is based off of a Stephen King short story. I know I talked mostly about the legend of the Boogeyman, and that has a lot to do with the fact that last night I kind of fell into a Boogeyman rabbit hole. I just started reading all of these different articles and stories and such about the Boogeyman and different versions of the Boogeyman in different countries, and I just totally forgot that this film is based off of a Stephen King short story, because I just really got into the creature, I guess you could call, the Boogeyman. So anyways, I digress. Moving into the review. Now, normally I have negatives, but honestly, I really don't have a negative for this film. And here's the thing. Normally, in a horror movie such as this is a PG-13 horror film, and I would normally go, PG-13 completely limits a horror film, and it's terrible. There's very few good PG-13 horror movies. Oh, guess what? This is one of them. Yes, this is a good PG-13 horror film. And what's great about it is that, like, if you have some young little horror hounds, and I'm just going to say, 13, okay? PG-13, 13 and up, this is a good one for them, okay? This doesn't have... okay, of the 3 Bs, you're only getting one, the Beast. There is no blood, there is no boobs. So you don't have to worry about any of that stuff that you don't want your kiddo to see, but you're okay with them, getting so scared they pee the bed later on in the evening. That's perfectly acceptable for you. This is a great film for that. So I guess, anyways, I'm in the positives. There were no real negatives. I really enjoyed this movie. Okay, other things I liked about this film. The acting is outstanding. Now, in my intro, I thought the film was going to revolve mostly around the youngest sister, and actually, it centers mostly on the older sister. She's more of the lead character of this film, and she does an excellent job. She's played by Sophie Thatcher, and she is a really great young actress, and I think she's going to do really well and go some places. And also, the younger sister is played by Laura Blair. Some of you Star Wars fans might know her as Little Leia in the Obi-Wan series. So she's already had a little experience before this one, but I will tell you guys, she holds her own quite well in this film. She is really, really good. So both of our lead actors in this film do a great job. The atmosphere, oh my God, the atmosphere of this film is outstanding. This film is scary. This film is intense. It is suspenseful, and it makes you just sit on the edge of your seat and not take your eyes off of the screen. Man, something's gonna be jumping out at you. You know it, but you can't turn away. You can't stop looking at it. And then, of course, there's that damn boogeyman jumping out at you. You know he's coming. You know he's going to be there, but for some goddamn reason it gets you. So this film plays on those childhood fears of the dark and unknown in a great manner. The film is also nice, short, and sweet. I believe it's just in the hour and 30 minutes. Now, the creature is a CGI, but it's not a CGI mess. Most of the time, it is in the darkness. You don't get to see the monster very often, but when you do, I really enjoyed the creature design of this monster. The Boogeyman is very frightening, and what makes it even cooler is it's a great creature design for the fact that you do not really see much of the monster, and what you do see is good. So I feel like it being a CGI monster, it's okay because it doesn't really show itself a whole lot in the film. All in all, this is a very solid PG-13 horror film. If you have kiddos in the 13 and up category that love horror films, this is a good one to go take them to see. So this weekend, there's some great times that you can have at the cinema because honestly, you've got Spider-Verse, you have Boogeyman, and both of these are excellent, solid films that you should see in the theaters. And guys, it is time to get out of the house, get back out in the theater, and see some freaking movies because there's some good ones out there and they need and they deserve to be seen. So guys, I say this is a solid go see it in theaters. Thank you again for checking out The Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you could do, folks, that is keep watching movies and keep the lights on. You know I'm gonna. I screwed that ending up. Sorry, I was trying to be goofy. I don't want to have to do the whole thing over, so we're cutting it. Cut, cut, cut.